How many did we get? Read me the number.
41.
41. Mission failed. More people's lives are at stake. Dun, dun, dun. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? This Tuesday evening, live in studio, Fright Club. As Stephanie's getting her hair all set up and ready.
Sorry.
We're at the last minute. We're doing other things too. There's other work going on behind the scenes as well. But I hope you guys are doing good this Tuesday evening, as well as this past week with guess what? Some more crazy stuff going on in the Horror Nights community, and Horror Nights is just kind of throwing some stuff out there. Like, okay, like all right, we're all for it. Hope you guys are good, Fright Club members. I hope you guys are ready for what today is. As you guys know, it's Fright Island time. Fright Island. For those of you who may not know what Fright Island is, I'm just going to throw this on the screen just for a quick second. Yep, Fright Island coming soon. Coming soon, how soon? As in a few minutes, potentially few hours, who knows. It's gonna happen tonight. The first episode, season 1 for Fright Island will kick off tonight. Really excited for you guys to be able to see what we have planned out for y'all. Our Fright Club legends. Okay, guess what? You got 3 lives, right? Technically everybody has 1 life, but you might get spared. So Fright Club legends, 3 lives, Fright Club veterans, 2 lives, and our Fright Club beginners, 1 life. So that's single life. That's all you got.
YOLO.
Can you go from start to finish with 1 life? That'd be quite remarkable, because little do you guys know, a lot's going to happen with this game. But other than that, so we'll be talking about Fright Island. We'll be getting into that a little bit later into tonight's live stream. But what else do we have to talk about today, Steph? What was that thing that happened this past weekend?
Not much.
Not much. That's what it was. Not much. Just Horror Nights just adding a single night to the event.
Whole new offering.
A whole new thing. A whole new terrible thing.
It's not terrible.
It's like chalk on, like, screeching. It's really.
You're singing?
So, anyways, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about this premium Scream night that was announced by Halloween Horror Nights. I think it was Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Last week, Thursday morning. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to dive into it. We're going to get into...
We have another thing, too.
Oh, we do? I mean, we have a couple other things.
Just that some of our members are getting their merch.
Oh, yeah. What is that? What is the merch? You're talking about this bad boy right here? Check it out. www.frightclubshop.com. I ended a little bit earlier. It's really long to put it in there again. I got to do like a smaller one. We've already did the long video. I'd like a smaller one. We'll get some updates. So yeah, so the Fright Club shop, if you guys want to check out our official merchandise, www.frightclubshop.com. You can check it out there, where we have some of this cool stuff you guys see on the wall. I don't know if you guys notice, there's some different artwork on the wall. You guys notice that? Maybe some something over here that's never been seen before. Maybe something over there that's never been seen before. Some teasers that we have up for what's to come to the shop. And not only that, I'm gonna get up because I gotta show something real quick. We have another thing. Hold up. As I get up, entertain them with what else is to come to the live stream besides my dancing.
What did we talk about already? Oh, we got the new version of the spec map. So that's exciting. We will definitely talk about that.
Is it exciting? Okay. Ladies and gents. Stephanie, can you talk them through because I don't have the mic on me?
Is this necessary?
This is necessary. We're going to show you guys. You guys getting a little sneak peek. So we're redesigning the studio. We're about to enlarge the studio. We're getting ready for our countdown to HHN live show. Stephanie, I want you to hold this one. This is the brother poster.
It's not even in the shot.
Yeah, you might have to raise it up a bit. There it is. Look at that. So we got brother in. And then the next one too. I know a lot of people have been wanting this one. Nightmare Fuel. Look at that. Boom. So 2 new posters coming soon.
As he tries to put them away.
It reminded me I gotta grab something too.
Now what are you doing?
Just a dice. Simple dice.
You know we're live.
Yeah. Talk to them. Tell them how your day was. Tell them how many steps you got.
I don't know.
You don't know. You always know how many steps you got. 55,000. That was in the last hour. All right. So, as you guys saw, I just wanted to show you guys. We're in the preparations of getting the studio expanded, set up. I wish I could show you what's on that side because this week we have our first guest coming on board to the studio to discuss something. That's all I can say. NDAs, can't talk much. But the first guest is going to be coming this week. We're going to be filming that segment, and that's going to be going to our Countdown to HHN live show coming up in late July. We should be starting mid to late July or so. And then Tyler loves theme parks. Member for 5 months in the Fright Club Beginners. By the way, good luck, beginners in the Fright Club. Good luck today. I need that Nightmare Fuel poster. I don't care the price. All right. 100 pennies.
We're working on it.
100 pennies. That's how much it is for you. 100 pennies. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. So we're going to be talking about the premium stream night.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I don't make promises anymore. So we're going to be talking about the premium stream night. We're going to discuss that. I think that's going to be a good bulk of tonight's live stream. We have a lot to talk about with that. Is it positive? Is it negative? What's kind of the future of it? We'll get into that. We also have, HN Nightmares, Horror Night Nightmares, their version 3 of this year's speculation map, which, to be honest, just give you a quick because it hasn't changed, really. It's just an update. But we'll kind of talk about that. There's some things to mention within that map. And then we have Fright Island to get to. So, a couple of fun things in tonight's live stream. Very chill, very laid back.
You say that every week.
And then it's going to get very controversial.
I don't know about that.
Oh, it might be with my take. So, last Thursday, we had Halloween Horror Nights. They made an announcement. I don't know if anybody noticed.
Just randomly out of the blue.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody was kind of expecting of something like this to happen. If you guys know, for the past 2 years, we have talked about this in previous live streams. What was that?
The chair is like squeaking.
Oh, yeah, it's just, we don't have really comfy chairs. We got what we got. But anyway, so we talked about this in the past 2 years, I think, on our live streams about Halloween Horror Nights introducing like a limited time event during their event where it's limited capacity. We talked about pulsing through the houses, pretty much exactly what this is going to be in a way. And we kind of talked about that with you guys in the community. If you guys remember in the previous years, just kind of going over just ideas, what would be cool with Halloween Horror Nights. To start this segment off, talking about the premium Scream Night, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? In just like a short explanation, what do you think? I'll say my take on it, and then I think we're going to be on the same page moving forward from that point.
Yeah, and I feel like we're on the same page as most people, at least that I've seen. But I think it's a good idea. I think the way that they're doing it this year is not the right way to do it. I kept it short, and now you're distracted.
I was looking at some because I don't know if our music's playing. Hold up 1 second.
Doesn't sound like it.
Right? Like I hear that. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Y'all saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear that, but anyways, it's like trying. Anyways, I'll figure it out. The music's not kicking in.
Can you guys hear the music?
Oh, I can hear it now. It's just not picking up on the board. That's whatever. Technology. As long as you guys can hear. So you said you like it.
I think it's a good idea. I think that the day that they're doing it is completely wrong. I think the day that they're doing it ruins the whole thing. It makes it a bad idea.
You read my script. That was my line. Yeah, I actually 100%.
No music.
Oh, I can hear it. Nobody can hear the music.
I can't hear it. I don't know what you're...
Hold on, ready? Everyone, stay quiet. Shh. Stop talking. No?
No, silent.
Silent. I can
I
hear
don't
it.
know.
Okay, well, you know what? See, some people can hear it too. Yeah.
Some people can hear it.
Some people can, some people can't. Maybe that has to deal with Fright Island. Maybe some people who are selected, some people who don't. Oh, no. Anyways, let's get back to Premium Scream Night, right? I agree with you. I love this idea. Execution just, no. Like, it feels like the way Halloween Horror Nights is kind of like marketing themselves. It seems like they're looking at the very smallest, very thin number of guests. Like, I'm talking small percentage of people who go to Horror Nights. And they're like, we need to make sure that we cater to those people so that Horror Nights could thrive. And it's like, no, like there's bigger groups out there. And what I'm really talking about is the fact that I like it, except for it being before opening night. You guys know we've talked about multiple times on this live stream, on this channel, that one thing that we love, I think actually the number one thing that we love about Halloween Horror Nights is just the atmosphere. It's the time of year. It's Halloween. It's one of our favorite holidays, one of our favorite times. You know, it's the best, right? It really is. We love it personally. I mean, part of our house is dedicated to it. So we take dearly these things that are very like sentimental in value as far as emotion goes. And opening weekend is one of those things. Opening weekend is meant to be that time when everybody, content creators, fans, hardcore fans of the event, brand new fans or casuals, just the range, you know, from all sides of the spectrum. There's everybody. This is a time where we all can come together, go to this event that we've been counting down for months and months and months. We've been counting down for this moment. We can all come together and experience it new, brand new. We can all experience it for the first time right there. So those reactions that we get from the guests that we see throughout the entire park are raw, they're pure, and they're fresh. Whereas when you have these things like they've added the Unmasking the Horror Tour, they started that early. That's going to take away from that specialty that opening weekend is. Now they've added this Premium Scream Night to happen literally the night before. It's going to take away from that specialty of opening weekend.
Especially if everybody's like posting. Like, you know, it's going to be a lot of content creators because they want to have the first look at HHN. So you know there's going to be a lot of videos, a lot of photos coming out before opening night even starts, which is kind of a bummer. I know there's a lot of people that don't get to go opening night, so you get that anyway. But for us, you know, locals who go to opening night every year, it does kind of suck to have it kind of spoiled if you're not going to the Premium Scream Night. But I think ultimately, like, the biggest issue with it being that night is that we know opening night is never smooth. Like, it's always kind of a mess, and that's okay.
Not always. Not
always.
Kinda. It is always a mess.
And that's okay. Like, we understand because you have new teams working together for the first time. You have brand new scare actors who have never scare acted before. You have, you know, some of the team members working like the food booths and things like that. They've never done that before. It's their first like full real night, and you don't know what is going to be a mess logistically until it happens. And of course, with a new offering, the first night regardless might be a little wonky, but I think having it before the event is even figured out for the year is just a really bad idea.
Yeah.
And what I'm worried about is you have something that, I'm going to make a Disney reference, but you have something that like comes out, all of the media, all of the reception of it is bad, like Jollywood Nights. It almost makes, you know, then opening night the next night, it almost, you go into it like, dang, does HHN kind of suck this year before you've even experienced the event? Because you're going to have, you know, if it is a logistic nightmare, you're going to have all these people posting saying like, it was terrible.
It's going to get a bad taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. To kind of jump into that too. And I know like we've been getting comments from everybody from all over the spectrum with this. It's like, I'm not so much about the spoiler thing. I know Stephanie is more on the side of like, oh, like it'll spoil the event in a way. Like, I'm not so much of it.
No, I'm not worried about that really.
Okay, cool.
I'm more so worried about just all the negativity that could come out of it because
it's spoiling the event in a negative way.
Well, yeah, but just like the negativity in general, like mood wise of it, because like if it's you know bad, I don't care if I didn't spend my money. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't spend my money, why do I care if it is bad for the people that did spend their money? But I think in general it could be bad for HHN if there's a lot of negativity about it.
Well, here's the thing. You're only assuming. We're all assuming right now
because
we don't know. I mean, that's the thing about it. It's like nobody will know until it happens. This could go so smoothly. You know, this could be one of the greatest, smoothest operating opening weekends that we've ever had. Cool. I'm all for it, you know? But we just look at how the pattern has been in the past few years, and opening weekend usually just isn't smooth operational wise. The scares aren't also the best. It doesn't mean they're not good. It's just they're not quite there. And we do speak from experience when it comes to that. But later in the run, you know, you kind of find your vibe, you find your rhythm, and then you really see what works out, especially for a lot of our first-time scare actors too. By the way, congrats for getting it, because we know we have a lot of people that's going to be scare acting for the first time. As far as this premium Scream Night, from how I kind of look at it, we like the idea. However, we wonder, like, even this goes back to kind of how this announcement week has been. Well, the past announcement week that we had where they just gave us the originals. My thought with this was, has this been their plan since the beginning for this year? Because when I look at it, it doesn't seem like this is exactly the plan. Like this has been like, they're like, oh no, we planned this. This is kind of, it doesn't seem like that. It kind of seems like things are kind of being picked up and placed in as it's happening. And that's how this announcement for Premium Scream Night feels to me. You know, I'm gonna go all the way back, and I'm really, get ready. This is gonna be one of those like hour-long Brian tangents on Premium Scream Night. So just prepare. I get it. I know we have a live stream for a reason. I know.
No.
Let me just say it. I won't go crazy. All right. Thursday we get an announcement for Premium Scream Night, and the announcement is we're gonna have something called Premium Scream Night on August 29th. It's gonna have no conga lines. Right. You're gonna be able to get pulse through the house, which is cool. Remember, this sounds cool. We're gonna talk about the logistics of it. So they're going to be pollster. They're going to say free food. Like there's food included.
I think that's, I mean, just talking. Okay, go ahead. No.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm going.
Just talking about the price in general, like, and everything that's included. I feel like I thought it was going to be way more expensive. I saw like everything that was included and was like, that's going to be like $500. And then it was $350. I think it's a good price. I would pay that if it was in like October or later in September. I wouldn't pay that for basically like team member preview. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. You and I are literally on the same page. With
I think
yeah,
like if you were to add up like the ticket price, express pass, and food, it would probably be more than $350. So I think it's worth it.
Okay, the price is expensive, yes, but it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
Yes. So food's included. The price, like I was gonna get to, was what, you said $350 per person, $325 for annual pass, right? So you get a $25 off pass holder discount. Ooh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I also I did see a lot of people saying like, when would you even put this, later in the event? Because we keep saying, if it was later in September or October, we would totally do it. And I've seen a lot of people saying like, where would you even put it later in the event?
Right there, that question is exactly the point that I'm getting to, or that I was like referencing.
That it wasn't planned ahead of time.
Exactly. Like it doesn't feel like it was planned. And this is where I would get to in a second. But go ahead, keep going with that.
We've had years in the past where they don't always have Wednesday as an event night. Mm-hmm. Like that's not always been like every Wednesday is an event night.
If I'm not mistaken, and I'm not trying to cut you off, I'm sorry, but like I think last year was like the first year where it was like Wednesday through Sundays, Horror Nights, like every week. It was just Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah, they used to.
Right? It wasn't always like
September, there was like the last week of September, the Wednesday was.
Then the Wednesday added, and we had. But now it seems like they're just like, this is kind of the calendar for it.
So they easily could have had one Wednesday just like blocked out, and then they're like, surprise, this Wednesday is for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Yeah.
Or they could have it on a Monday or Tuesday. I know, like, people have said, how are they going to, have everybody work the extra day? They've done that before and not had issues. So,
also, real quick, just to answer a question from Brian Sevilla said, do we know if this is the same night as team member preview, or is it a separate night? It's a separate night altogether. It should be completely separate.
So when I said for team member preview, I meant essentially what you're getting is team member preview. That's kind of what team member preview is like.
It's being treated, it's being treated like a technical rehearsal.
Yeah, minus the free food. Obviously, you don't get that at team member preview, but it's like lower crowds, lower weights. It's before the event starts.
Wait, it's lower crowds, it's lower weights. I'm getting to that.
Anyway, so that's what I meant by saying you're paying for a team member preview.
Okay, so Thursday, we got the announcement that there's an announcement, right? The official statement is June 6th. June 6th. So we're 2 days away, right? Less than 48 hours right now from tickets going live. But what was the most important detail that I noticed in here that made me kind of scratch my head was that they said more details will be revealed soon on that date, is what they were saying, for June 6th with the tickets. In my honest opinion, if they were confident with something like this, wouldn't they want to, when they made that announcement for Premium Scream Night on that day, give all the details to this event, give every single detail, because we know this is going to be a hot ticket commodity. We know of a lot of people that's going to buy this. It's really cool. We like the idea. We've talked about this idea for years now. So it's not like we're like, oh, this is terrible. We just think the timing for it is not proper. So I feel like this is going to sell out. I do, because especially that they're promoting it to be a limited capacity thing, right? It's going to be a limited capacity, especially if they're going to pulse through the house. Like I said, right now, I want to point this out. We're 30 minutes in this live stream. We're probably going to be talking about this for the first whole hour of the live stream. There's a lot to go into. So I would feel like what would make more sense is if they gave all those details to what exactly this night is going to consist of, what the ticket's really going to get you, what you're going to kind of experience. On that Thursday, we got this announcement. It would make more sense. It would seem like it was more flushed out, like they went through it all. They know what they're kind of getting into before selling the tickets, because what's going to happen is Friday, or Thursday, June 6th, that night that those tickets go live, that is when we're supposed to get all the information to this. So many people are going to want to go and buy the ticket to get it because it's such a limited thing. They're not going to be able to get that information right away. You get what I'm saying? It's like 3, 2, 1. Tickets are live. Here's the information. People are just going to buy the tickets before really reading the fine print on all that this has to offer. So I feel like it would have been a smarter move to have all that information beforehand, so everybody knows every single detail to this. So when tickets go live, those people who really want those tickets will have a better chance at purchasing right then and there, because this is going to sell out. It's going to.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's interesting, right? But then getting into the logistics of it, I know we've been getting a lot of comments and stuff. A lot of people have been saying, like, you know, where else are they going to put this in the event? Let me remind people too, and this is from our experience. We have had Halloween Horror Nights weeks where it was 7 days in a row. We've had weeks like that before. It's not new. I'm not saying that, like, that's what, you know, the team members need. Yeah, they don't need 7 nights in a row. It is tough. It is tough. You know, we speak from experience. This is not us just throwing this out there saying they should do this. And we have experience in this. 7 nights is pretty tough to go through. And go ahead.
No, I was just gonna touch on a comment saying from Theme Park Studios saying they're guessing it's before opening day, so the scare actors will have an extra day to practice with small amount of guests, which that's kind of what Team Member Preview is for, because they're not paying for it.
Exactly. And not only paying, it's a premium price for a premium experience. It's called Premium Scream or Premium Scream Night, whatever. So for them to say that this is like, oh, an extra day just for team members to get like practice and all, you can add another day of rehearsal. You can have another day for the team members to go there, show up in their costumes, have fake mock run-throughs with the other cast like we have done before. You know, have cast B come through, cast A scares, swap them out, cast B scares, cast A goes through, and do these, like, you know, rehearsals, you know. Whereas when you have guests who are paying a premium price for a premium event, it needs to be smooth. It needs to be flushed out, because we're not dogging this, guys. We're not, you know, knocking this down. And that's why I feel like people sometimes get a little confused by, you know, some of our takes and stuff. We're not knocking this down. It's more so that we're worried, and it's kind of touching base to what you said earlier. We're worried that what's going to happen is you're going to have these people go to this event, and if it's not smooth, there's a lot of issues. You know, things are not running properly. There's maybe a house has technical issues with electric. I don't know. There could be a lot of different things that could go wrong, that what happens is it gets such a bad negative review on this that then they don't do it again, or they don't decide to go further and try to smooth it out. Or
because we would love to do this if we knew for 100% that it was like
it was going to be like a mid-October type of a run. Yeah.
And I also personally don't think that I would want my first night of the event to be like half capacity. You know, it'd be great to see the houses for the first time being pulsed and being able to be like alone.
I mean, just in general.
But like half of the fun of opening night is being in that huge crowd and the atmosphere and all the energy. Like, I don't really want to walk into HHN the first night and have it be kind of empty as you're walking around.
Yeah, that's the specialty of opening weekend, especially from like the scare actor side. You know, a lot of times these scare actors, you know, they're in the house and they're like on opening night, like, oh, how long is our wait? Steph, hey, how long's our wait? How long's our wait right now? Can you check? Oh, what's this house? What's their wait? And you just get excited because you want to see, like, how busy is the event? How are we doing? How's the house? Is people, you know, receiving it well? They're liking it? That Thursday night to that Friday night are going to be completely different. So we personally think that that first night that the scare actors get to scare, not team members, but like actual guests, live performance, you know, hot mic, everything is going. I feel like opening night, opening weekend is the way to do it, because you're getting your sets. It's nonstop for the houses, at least nonstop. The scare zones, it's also packed, so people are really getting a feel for it and stuff. With it being at whatever capacity, which again, we're going to talk about the logistics of this coming up. With it being at such a smaller capacity, it's not going to give them that same vibe. So it's still really not going to prepare them for the next night when it's a sea of people going through. It's going to be day and night to them. So the whole vibe for the scare actor perspective, I feel like, would be a little different. On top of that, going back to where we've been getting people saying, like, you know, well, where else would you put this? That goes exactly with the point of me saying, like, I don't know if this was planned to be a part of the event or they just kind of came up with it. I don't know that. I mean, this could have been planned and this is just how they revealed it. But in my opinion, like, if this was planned, I would not have picked before opening weekend, knowing how operations still need time to kind of get everything under their belt, especially if it's going to be a premium price. I would have done something towards the middle of the event or later in the run, especially like Sometimes we go into November, throw one of those nights and just say that's a premium night in November, just to get people to come in and do that. Because even like towards November, the crowds, they died down a little bit anyways. So, they could have planned that out to have that. You could also have a week in there that you add that extra night in there, and that night is for that. So it's 6 nights in the week. I know people are like, that's a lot. I get it. We've done it before where we're 7+ nights. And I'm not saying they should do more nights because it's obviously a lot. 7 nights, 7+ nights, whatever. But I just feel like,
and we've had I think even last year there was a night that was blocked out that wasn't an event night because it was
early
bought
September.
out.
Yeah, early September, I think.
So they have some random nights that are not event nights because they're bought out by like companies or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like, could be like that.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say too is going back to 2017, when I had my first year of scare acting, one of the big things that was cool is when we would all get together as the scare actors and we'd be there for orientation and all that. They would say like, this Halloween Horror Nights is more nights than ever. The next year, this Halloween Horror Nights is more nights than ever. We're going to get to a point where you can't have more nights than ever. Like, you can't, right? And if you guys remember when we got the official news that Halloween Horror Nights is starting in August, I got a lot of negative comments towards me just saying like, oh, he doesn't want more nights, like, then just don't go. This is exactly what I was kind of foreshadowing is they're going to keep trying to push these things, these little events. They're going to be pushing the nights further into August, which is more nights better. Yeah, I mean, it's great to go more nights, but the specialty of the entire event itself, the reason why it is so special is because it is a limited time event. It's not something you can do every single night. And I'm going to bring up like Mardi Gras, for instance, right? Mardi Gras is a limited event that they have at Universal, and we love Mardi Gras, but it's every single night for like 2 to 3 months. So by the time you're a month 2 on night, 46, it's just kind of like, it's the same thing. Like, okay, whatever. Where Horror Nights does have a little bit of difference because it scares. It's not the same routine
and it's
performance.
a separate ticket.
Exactly, and it's a separate ticket. But I'm talking from just like the delivery on it. There's a reason why it's so special. It's because it is limited. It's in the months of September and October with a little bit into November, and this year obviously going a little bit into August. I'm afraid with them extending into August that it's going to open the room for them to want to experiment with these before the event, come before the rest of the crowd, see this before, be the first ones to see it. And I just feel like it's going to take away from kind of that special vibe of what Horror Nights brings already. So I know, like I said, I'm different on that aspect and thought, but
like I said, I think it's a good idea. We won't pay the money for it because
it's before opening night.
Because it's before opening night.
Yeah.
I just think they could have done it. I don't know. Maybe they'll add. I don't know how they would do that now that they have like the full schedule out. But maybe next year they'll do it in the middle of the event.
I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if it was in the middle of the run and the team members, operation-wise, scare actor-wise, everybody kind of had time to operate and get the flow going so that they could be 100% ready to go for a premium night like this so we could get a positive vibe for it. I mean, again, we're assuming it could be great.
Yeah, it could be awesome.
We don't know.
I did also see a lot of people saying like, oh, this is the best thing about this is that all of the content creators will go on that night and then they won't be there for opening night, so we won't have to worry about them being annoying or getting in our way. I can guarantee you all they're going to go both nights.
Yeah, still going to be there.
They're going to do both nights. That's just more content to make. They don't... Because then you have Premium Scream Night and Opening Night. Like, they're two different things.
Yeah, they're completely different types of events.
So, I don't think that's necessarily the case.
So, let's talk about logistics with this event. Right, Premium Scream Night. It's happening Thursday, August 29th, right? Most of this, I'm assuming, because we haven't had like fully official details revealed. We'll get it Thursday when tickets drop. What is the capacity number for this? How many people are actually going to be allowed to purchase a ticket and attend this event? That is my number one question for this. How many people are actually allowed? I I don't know, chat. If anybody here in chat knows, what is the capacity for Halloween Horror Nights? You know, we're talking 20 some thousand, guests can go into the park. Just to kind of keep it.
Chris has an answer for you.
Anyways, 69,000. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Band.
3.
So
It's at least 3.
It's at least 3. But I'm wondering what the actual number is. If anybody has it, please drop it in. Yeah, see, Brian said Hollywood capacity is 20,000. I think ours is around the 20,000 something in the 20s. Because if that's the case, and it's supposed to be like a limited capacity event where they're going to pulse people through their house, which is so cool. It is so cool. How amazing is it to be able to go into a Halloween Horror Nights house and be pulsed through as you and your group? We've had that happen before. And if you guys go if you do Stay and Scream and stuff, sometimes you go in a house and you'll be like the only person going through, or even towards the end of the night, sometimes you're the only person going through, and it just adds more to.
Shanna said just looked it up, 25K.
Okay, 25,000. Thank you, Shanna. Appreciate that. So, going through a house pulse like that, it's going to add some really unique memories. It's going to be cool, like being the only person targeted all the time is nice, because there's times when we go through house run-throughs and we miss majority of the scares because obviously the conga line, but you have to do it a conga line side. You have to. There's no way you can pulse.
The line would be like
full.
10 hours long.
Yeah, there's no way that you could do it. So now that begs the question, what is the capacity for this? If a single night ticket is averaging around $100 a night, right? Mm-hmm. And this is averaging above 300, it's 350. I'm looking at them cutting the capacity down to a third, right? So 2/3 of the entire full capacity for this event will be cut away. So we're at a third in operation, just going based off of tickets, right? So if that's the case, then out of 25,000, we're talking between 8 to 9,000 in capacity, roughly. 8 to 9,000 is not a lot going to Halloween Horror Nights, and I don't think they're doing shows. They're just doing the houses and the scare zones. If you have a popular house,
wait, so they're not doing shows?
No, I don't think there's any live shows for this. I think it's
makes
just
sense, but
yeah, no premium Scream Night, yeah, but I think it's just houses and scare zones. Correct us if we're wrong, chat. Let us know. But see, like Brian Sevilla said, 40 minutes for a popular house. Here's the thing, though.
No, he was talking about. He went to Hollywood on opening night 2 years ago, and capacity was only 10,000, and it was 30 minutes for lines, 40 for popular houses.
Thank you for clarifying that for me, because if it's only that, and they have 10 houses, right, and they're doing about, let's say, 10,000 people, right? You have 10,000 people that's going to this event. 30, 40 minutes is not bad. However, they're pulsing this time. Mm-hmm. So what is that pulse marker? Are we talking like every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, every 20, 30 seconds? We've gone to other haunt events where they pulse through the houses and it's like a minute. It's a full minute until the next group goes. Granted, it's not a big event. We've had some where they're pulsing and it's every like 10 seconds. So I feel like Horror Nights, depending on what is the pulse, because a 5-second pulse is nothing.
No, you're going to catch up to the people in front of you, and
people go different speeds, and it'll still feel like you're being congaed in a way. A 20-second pulse seems like 15 to 20 seems like that's a good time for the group to kind of get through the scene. The scare actors reset, and then you come in fresh. So I feel like 15 seconds is kind of like that good marker. But if that's the case, and you have one of the popular houses that everyone's like, we're going to go do that house, everybody's going to that wait could get up to an hour to 2 hours just for that, just to pulse through. And that depends on what that timing actually is.
Yeah.
Are they offering Express Pass for this night? Would they even offer Express Pass? I feel like this announcement brought so many more questions up for me than answers in a way. And that's why I was like, I feel like it would have been more important for them if they made that announcement. Well, they did make the announcement back on Thursday that they gave all these potential details. So we have no questions. So when the tickets come up, people are still going to buy them regardless, but we know everything about it. So we know if we should spend the money to do this or not.
Yeah, like what food is it? It says select food. Which food?
Exactly. Do you want to actually touch base on that? Because that's something I was about to get into.
Yeah, like is it going to be like like a little slice of one of the food options where like you just get a little bite? Do you get the whole, cordyceps corn dog for free? Like, do you get to pick from everything that HHN is going to have? Do you get to walk up to a food booth and just say, give me one of those and you get it for free? Or is it going to be like, here's a table, you get, like, there's a buffet of like 5 things that we're offering. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What I'm thinking, what I'm assuming, right? What I'm assuming, when we go, or we've been to Universal recently, and obviously summer, full swing here. It's hot. It's really hot. And something that Universal has done recently, I noticed this year more than previous years, at least that I've noticed. We don't really go out to the parks much in summer. They've actually added a lot of those like little drink carts all over the park, just in random spots. That is such a smart idea because in the summer, obviously, I'm not going to go to a quick service and wait and do all that. Like if I see a car right there and I want something quick, small, boom, I'm going to go and get it just to have it. I genuinely feel like that is kind of where they're going to go with for this event. It's like, and man, I can't believe I'm going to bring this up. Here's a Disney reference. On your Disney event nights, when they have like the food, it's the free premium Mickey bars that they do and things like that. I feel like Horror Nights is going to have something like that. But what is the equivalent of that? Is it going to be just like churros? You can get as many churros as you want. Like Twisted Taters, though, they charge well over $10 for Twisted Taters. And
only
stuff.
Plain.
Like just plain.
No
like,
flavored.
But it's like, how many Twisted Taters would you do where you were like, okay, this is worth me getting the free food aspect of it? I don't think they're going to have any options for like the premium stuff. Like you go to the food booths and you can get, like for instance, last year, you go to one of the food booths and you can get like the cordyceps corn dog, or you can get like the Fedra can, the ravioli can. Or
they're just going to give those out for free all willy-nilly. Like, give me 10 of those.
Yeah, so I don't think that's how it's going to be. It's going to probably be just like those carts around where you can go to any of these special location carts where you can get, a churro, maybe a water. You can get a water with it or a Coke. I don't think alcohol is going to be included in that at all. You can't. That's illegal. You can't do free alcohol.
I think giving alcohol is at the event when it's like that long is an issue.
Yeah,
I think
can't do that.
The way that they did it for Taste of Terror, where there was like an upcharge for like the alcohol included one, but I think they just gave you like, I don't know, was it all you can drink? I don't know, but it was only like what, an hour, 2 hours. It's not like the whole night where you could just sit at the bar and be like, all right, hit me, give me another one. Going. So I don't think they'll do the alcohol.
Yeah.
But I've been saying, I saw somebody say it. Casey said, I'm a big proponent of sip and savor type passes like Disneyland and SeaWorld do. I've been saying that they need to do a food lanyard. Like they tried to do Taste of Terror last year. They're doing this. They need to do a food lanyard for HHN.
I feel like in our first ever HHN video that we done, like you brought up food lanyards.
I really think that they've probably run the math and realized that they would lose money doing a food lanyard because so many people pay full price for all the food anyway that like there's no real, they don't need to incentivize people to buy food. But I would love to have a food lanyard.
And the reason why, like, I can see that is because the prices for food it's just growing. It's just increasing, to the point where it's like, how much do you charge for the lanyard? Where Universal's like, we're going to make money off of this regardless if people use their entire lanyard or not. We're still going to make money. And to the guest, they're like, oh, this is great because, like, I feel like I'm getting the better deal. That line's just kind of fading away for the fact of how much the food prices have gone up and how much the food actually costs. On average, I feel like, things nowadays when it comes to these booths are around $8 to $10 in that range. So if you were to have a food lanyard of up to 10 items that you can get, let's just say the average price, just to make math easy, is 10 per. 10 per 10 items, that's $100. The food lanyard would have to be $100 for them to kind of come out on top in a way. But I feel like there's still room to make it worth it because some people still go and get like these food lanyards, and they get like a product that's like less than what the average would be. But it's because they want it, they'll get it regardless. And then sometimes they'll go purposely getting like, hey, I want that $14 item, so they know that they're getting their worth on it. I feel like it balances out regardless. I just think it would be a nice perk for the typical like Halloween Horror Nights fan that goes to the event that tries the food out. You're doing some research there.
I just went back to reread the press release because somebody had said that it sounded like it would be like the full food items. But I reread the press release and it says a selection of exclusive HHN 2024 food items created by blah, blah, blah. Inspired by the season's haunted attractions with non-alcoholic beverages. So it doesn't sound, they don't say like if it's, you know, like you can just, they don't give you the details.
Yeah.
It could very well be like they take you to Cafe La Bamba and it's just like
like 3 things you can pick, like maybe
Yeah.
a small slider that comes with it, or like pizza fries. They have one batch that you can get for pizza fries.
I think it will be some of the new things because it does say inspired by that season, but it could be like we said, like 3 of those things, and maybe it's like a portion of it, not like the full thing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I totally get it. It's kind of like a HHN 31 media night that we had, where it's like small
That's
portions
exactly
of it.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Also, I just want to throw this in there too.
I did also see,
Never mind.
in the press release that it does include free self-parking. So that's nice.
I will say that's actually a big bonus because parking has gotten ridiculous with pricing these days. So that's a good thing because free parking's great. Will I Am 051, by the way, joined the Fright Club beginners. Well, welcome aboard to the Fright Club, Will I Am.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, you didn't make it in time for this season of Fright Island, but no worries. You can hang out on our yacht outside of the coast and watch your fellow Fright Club beginners get massacred on our Fright Island. But thank you for joining the Fright Club. Glad to have you on board.
Javier said that it's going to be a long live stream since we haven't gotten to the new spec map yet. But
Okay, I'm going to tell you the new spec map will probably spend 5 minutes
yeah,
on.
it's not going to be.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be much. But the premium Scream night, right? It's not a negative thing. It's not. But the date
more offerings is never like a negative
yeah.
thing.
It's just the date that they chose. If they said this was going to be September 24th, whatever, right? It's like one of those Wednesdays where that Wednesday's technically not a Horror Nights night. It was set for this event. I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, cool. Like, and we may consider going, which we're not because it's a little expensive. But we would consider it though. You know, if we could afford it, we'd be like, absolutely. We'd love to go and experience that and be able to maybe even, you know, film it a little bit and tell you guys kind of how it was. But for this to be before opening night, I don't want to be so negative and say I don't have faith in the team to be fully smoothed out. But if I look back at recent patterns, that's kind of the draw for it. It's just like, this isn't going to be the smoothest night. So I don't know how I feel.
We'll see.
Yeah, again, this is all assumption. It could go fantastic. Again, we don't know what the actual capacity number is. We don't know what that is. It could be 4,000. It could be 200. It could be 15,000. And they could lie to us and it'd be a lot. And they're like, we're pulsing every 2 seconds. And it's like, this is a regular night. What's going on? So there's a lot of questions that this announcement has really brought to us. I think the logistics of it is more what I'm worried about than just this actual idea, because we love the idea.
And that's why we won't spend $600 between the two of us, because it's like, well, actually, it'd be more than that.
It'd be $650 before tax with our annual passes, and then without it'd be $700.
Because we just don't know. It's like there's too many questions, and it's also like, is it even going to be worth that?
Yeah,
we don't know. So
and
we're not risking that much money on.
And looking at it, like how much we're already going to spend on the Frequent Fear. We do the Frequent Fear Plus Pass with Express. That's usually our go-to ticket item that we get for Horror Nights. That's probably going to cost about like $800 per person. So it's like,
oh, someone said they work in security and had some nights go up to 31,000.
Oof. So again, that brings up the question of like,
What is the
where is
limited
that
capacity?
by the way, working in security, we had some nice PS5 console. Thank you so much. The PlayStation 5 console has worked in security at Universal. I love that. But yeah, no, it's
Brian is your biggest fan.
Yeah, I wonder what that number is. It would have been cool if, like, Halloween Horror Nights, usually theme parks, they try not to do this. They try not to actually publicly say what that number is, just in case they don't hit it and things like that. They try to keep that stuff private. But I would have loved if they said how many people are actually going to go.
Yeah.
Or, like, what the percentage
Half the capacity.
is. Yeah, they're going to,
or-
like, 50% of a normal, like, a busy night. I'd be like, okay, like, that could be good. But then again, it's just the houses, it's just the scare zones that we're assuming, and it's literally just going to be pulsing. How much time is that going to be? You know, are we going to even have the full lineup of scare actors there? I don't even know if like that night was already included for the scare actors to be available that night. Was this something that was added last minute?
Here's a good question. The theme team made me think of. They said this feels like a good offer for people visiting for one and done. Would you say that you would recommend this or doing a normal night with Express if you could only pick one?
Again, it
Not
depends.
that we don't know.
It
Yeah.
depends on the person, and it depends on how this night goes. This night sounds really awesome, but here's the thing. I love Express Pass. I love the Halloween Horror Nights Express Pass. I love it. I love it. I love it. If I were to go through this pulsing night, the premium scream night, and on average a wait time is going to be about 30 minutes, to me, I'm like, I feel like I get more value with my Express Pass because I don't have to wait in that line. That's why I buy the Express Pass. So if everything is still like 30 to 40 minutes, I'm still going to be waiting 30 to 40 minutes to have that pulsing experience. And I'm going to speak from scare actor experience. There are times when things happen, and even if they're pulsing, not everybody might be on set. Not everybody's going to get the scare.
I will also say that as a scare actor, when there was pulsing in the house, like if it was just like the first set of the nights, there weren't a lot of people, or the last set and like people
closing,
were leaving.
Right? Closing, yeah.
I honestly like felt way off when people were pulsing, because like you don't have your rhythm down. Like they like start to walk by and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta go.
Yeah, and that's actually a good thing to bring up, because on regular nights in the middle of the run, it's nonstop people, so you're in that rhythm, you know, like,
And
you
like
got the bop going. You're
towards the end of the run, you know, you figure out your house and you get it down more. Like in 2019, towards the end
what a year.
towards the end of the run, in our like last set of the night, it would be really like there would be no people going through, or it would be starting to like
in the last like 20 minutes of that last
yeah,
set.
it would be starting to like settle down, and there'd be like
There'd be
just
gaps.
few people like coming through.
There'll be
And
gaps.
we would have it down really well where I knew like, okay, I hear that trigger going off. I hear that one. Okay, now it's my turn. But the first night, you're not going to know that.
No.
Like that's something that you figure out like throughout the run. So like
It's actually, that's a good like insider thing right there that you brought up. I do want to
technically you're supposed to go out every 2 seconds, regardless if there's people there or not. But
technically, but here's the thing: if you want to make it work, you don't do the technically stuff. So, because
and you might come out and then there's nobody there, and they're like on the other side of the
See
room.
you, and then by the time you
Then you're
reset,
like-
they're already passed. Yeah.
Like the
So
Homer Simpson.
anyways, the whole scare acting experience and stuff that we're kind of mentioning a lot in this live stream, we will be having a complete episode that is geared towards scare acting experiences and stuff for our Countdown to HHN live series that we're going to be doing. So if you guys are like interested in all that stuff, we will be diving into all of that around late July. That's going to be one of our first episodes. So we'll be giving you guys like all this kind of inside information. Excuse me.
In the rain.
Okay, there's still a lot to talk about. Like we're at an hour. We just broke the hour mark in this live stream, and there's still questions that come up, like what happens if it rains? because usually opening weekend always brings storms. It's August. We're in hurricane season, and lately it hasn't been so like rainy here in Florida. But I feel like by the time we get to later in the season, it's definitely going to have our typical Florida storms. And that begs the question, like, hey, is it going to rain opening weekend? Is it going to rain on premium scream night? What is the ops team? What is Universal's plan B if it rains? Because you don't have scare actors out on the streets. Imagine going there for this premium scream night. Okay, again, the rain, Universal cannot control. They can't. If it happens, it happens. We've had it in opening nights sometimes. It just happens. It's the way of life. You can't control it. But I wonder what their plan is. They have to have something in mind. If it were to rain, you don't have scare actors in the scare zones. If they're not doing the show, you only then have the houses. And if that's the case and everybody's not in the scare zones kind of hanging out, they're going to the houses because that's all there is to do. What is the wait time on the houses? Would we have issues with the rain in the houses? Sometimes the tents have issues with the weather. So it's like,
I think they've pretty much fixed that.
For the most part, yes. But that still opens the door to potential problems.
But it's still, I mean, not paying that much and then not having any scare zones, like.
And that's what I'm like talking about. Like, I'm so worried that this thing is going to get a bad rap. We've had multiple like opening nights in the past where just all it does is pour down. It's like completely washed out. And a lot of people will give, like, if that's like their one and only night, they'll give their Horror Nights experience a very negative taste. And they're just like, I'll never do this again. When it's like, nobody can control it. Does it suck? Absolutely. Nobody wants it to pour down like that.
Yeah, we have
to control it.
We've learned that we almost have to like temper our expectations for opening night and opening weekend in general, because it's just not at its like full potential yet.
It's not in the prime yet.
Yeah.
We've always, like, if we get a lot of questions for this too. It's like, when do people when people ask us, when do we recommend going, like, is the prime? That first week of October, like getting out of September into October, like that is when the vibes are like, they're finally hitting. That's 100%. Everything is smooth and going. Because sometimes Horror Nights still add things throughout the event, like the projectors, which should be there since opening weekend, but they'll add those things to help with the event. So, and they sometimes make changes throughout the houses. You know?
One example that I thought of was 2 years ago for Legends Collide opening weekend. We went through it and we were like, there's no Dracula. We saw him one time. And we're big Dracula fans. So we were a little disappointed. We were like, well, that's not the house.
Not only that, it's not that we're just big Dracula fans, but it was marketed like Dracula, Wolfman, and Mummy are going head to head, and you only saw him one time. Yeah. Go ahead. We
heard later in the run, from people that work at Universal, like ops people, that they got that complaint a lot, and they added more appearances from Dracula in the house. So that's like another thing to think about, is they get feedback from that opening weekend and then change things. So you might not be getting the full experience, the opening weekend or the night before opening weekend. So to pay that much for it, like, it would be better if it was later in the run.
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you.
It's just my opinion.
Yeah, this is all opinions. It's just my opinion. But it's one of those things, like, we don't know until it happens. So all this is assumption. But from our past experience of how, like, that opening weekend has been going, it needs time to kind of flush out things. It's really hard. And I've always talked, to you guys in past live streams, after opening weekend, we kind of talk about it and how it's just like, why can't they get some of these operational things fixed out? And it's because it's like one of their first nights going full speed. There are going to be problems. Working in business in this line, like, these things happen all the time, no matter how much preparation you put into it. And it's one of those things too. It's like, they don't have a lot of time for preparation. It's not like the team is together right now working on it. This is like in the weeks coming up to it. So
with a new thing, like, you don't know where the problems are until they occur.
Exactly. Here's one thing to bring up too. A good point. Wicked growth, right? Realm of the Pumpkin. Everybody loved the Pumpkin Lord, right? Everyone's like, yeah, Pumpkin Lord and stuff. The creative team didn't know that was going to be a thing. When they put this out, they weren't like, man, people are going to love the Pumpkin Lord. We're going to make him. That wasn't a thing. And that's something that they talked about. One of those panels that we went to at Spooky Empire years ago was when they did the creation of the Pumpkin Lord. They did this, and they were like, wow, like we're so surprised to see the fan feedback, because they literally listen to the fans. Like, that's the great thing about Universal and the creative team. They hear the feedback and they process it, and they're like, okay, how can we, add to that? How we can make it better? Which is a great thing that we love that Universal and Halloween Horror Nights does. They do this all the time every year. And just like Steph said with Legends Collide, they did this with the Pumpkin Lord, that they saw how many, fans just love that house. They're like, we need to bring this back. We got to do it. People want it. Let's do it. So for this to be before opening night, I feel like it's not the right move as far as like the logistics and the technicality goes for something to be advertised as premium. This is the premium night. You're going to get pulsed through. There's a lot of questions that I think people still have that are not being answered until the tickets drop. And because it's such a limited thing, I'm afraid some people are going to just buy the tickets to get it without knowing full.
I'm sure they will, but yeah.
I don't know. I love the idea. I absolutely love it. I just think the date that they chose is not the proper date. I think it should be towards the middle of the run or later in the run. And also, one night, like, they could add 2-3 nights and stuff. And hear me out. Hear me out. I know people are going to hate me for saying this. I'm already calling it. We don't need more nights of Halloween Horror Nights. I'm okay if they went in there and they said, out of the nights we already have, right? All the nights and stuff. And this is before before they release tickets. Okay. So it's not like somebody bought a ticket for that day and they're like, you can't just take it away. That's why I feel like this wasn't planned for this year. But if they look at it and they'll say, hey, that random September, that Wednesday, pick that day. We're taking it off the calendar, and that's going to be a premium Scream night. Let's go into early October, that Wednesday, make that, and then later October. And pick like 3 premium Scream nights that you can do this for the event run. Are we getting 46 nights of HHN? No. We're getting
just
43.
Go earlier into August.
No. Don't encourage. But instead of getting 46 nights, we only get 43 nights. It's still good, but you're getting that extra offering knowing it's going to be much more logistically smoothed out. It's going to be more perfected. I feel like that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Boo! Kick him off.
Kick him off his own channel.
Get him out of here.
I promise you guys, you don't want it to be just me.
I don't know. That kind of sounds fun.
And just stare at the camera.
That sounds fun.
Get up and leave.
So that's Premium Scream Night. I could still go on, I think, for another hour about this. I think we got kind of like the main topics kind of discussed about that. There's still a lot of other logistical things to discuss and other information, which we're not going to get into. We'll kind of wait till like Thursday when we get more for that.
Yeah. The way I feel about it right now is we're not going to spend the money on it, but we'll just watch.
I'm not spending the money on it because I'm afraid of how much Frequent Fear passes are going to cost. I've been nervous for this because I know everything's been increasing, but I'm a little nervous. I'm expecting like $800 a person, and I'm like, that for just Steph and I, that's $1,500 plus. That's how much we spent last year, is $1,500 plus. I don't want to add another like $800 to that or $700 for us to do this. So
we will just watch, hope that it goes well for the people that did spend the money, and wait for them to come out with ones for later in the run, either this year or next year.
Yeah. So we talked about the main points. Like I said, there's so much more we can talk about with this. However, I think it's a good time right now on the live stream to bring up the rapid fire Q&A. I know a lot of you guys were probably messaging in the chat talking about it, and unfortunately I never look at the chat as much as I should because I talk a lot. So we're going to put rapid fire Q&A right up on the screen. You guys know what to do. We're going to put 5 minutes up on the clock. Ask the questions. If you guys can, keep it around the premium Scream Night. If you can obviously ask whatever you want. But I feel like we can get some questions with you guys and some answers out there regarding this.
Javier asked rapid fire yet right when you said that.
Oh,
like
perfect.
Right before you said that.
Perfect timing. So let me get the timer up on the screen. 5 minutes is up. Let's go ahead and get some questions in.
Are they only doing this special event because they know people will pay to be the first ones there?
Yes. I just to keep it short, yes, but to kind of touch base a little bit on that. it's because, like I said, they're catering to a very small percentage,
Just like
thinking
they did
nobody's gonna go.
Just like they did with the Taste of Terror.
Yep.
Favorite tent house facade, specifically tent. Wicked Growth.
Wicked Growth was really good, but like, I don't know, because Scarecrow. You didn't get to see Scarecrow.
see that.
Scarecrow's cool.
Or Slaughter Cinema. I like Slaughter Cinema too.
Oof. You know, just for now, I'm gonna say Scarecrow.
Okay. Do you think they're increasing prices for frequent? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Everything across the board is getting an increase.
Would you ever get another dog, and what would its name be?
Yes.
I go
talked
on
about this
Pet
today, I
Finder like, no, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
The name?
Yes.
I don't think we did.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me go ahead and say what you're saying. I'm gonna remind you.
I go on Pet Finder like once a week.
Yes. Okay. Yes, we would love to get another dog. Of course, you know, we feel bad for Hondo because he's like, I'm the baby. But
He would love a friend.
Hondo, and then this is a terrible name, Ween, because together it's Hondo Ween.
Oh my God, no!
Remember we
I
talked
don't
about that
remember.
today?
I
Yeah,
don't remember.
we
No, we are
wouldn't
not
call
naming
him
our
Ween.
dog Ween.
No, I would love to actually call like our dog Halloween based, like something Halloween. So okay,
Yeah.
Next question.
What was the first HHN house you ever walked through? Mine is technically.
Yeah, what's the technical
I think
thing?
both of ours are technically
From-
houses that.
Go from a guest perspective.
Okay, as a guest, I don't remember.
Actually, no, I remember mine. Yeah, 2014, my first year, I went through Halloween.
I actually don't remember mine because I was working. It was probably Slaughter Cinema, I'm going to be honest, because it was right next to our break space.
Yeah, I would say like in 2017, I was thinking The Shining was like my first one, but I forgot I went in 2014. I completely forgot about that year. So yeah, Halloween 2014.
As a scare actor, how long do shifts usually last? 45 minutes?
45. Well, yeah.
45 on, 45 off.
Technically 45 minutes on.
Do you like this more than Taste of Terror? I guess technically yes.
Yes. No, yes. But we've never done Taste of Terror, so it's like we can't really say. But I feel like because this is like a full event night, there's more to offer than Taste of Terror. So yes, I would like this more. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we get frequent fear pass that includes Friday or just Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday? We normally do the Friday.
What?
We normally do
We
the
do the
one
one
that just doesn't include Saturdays.
Yeah.
Are all 10 houses going to be available for Premium Scream? Yes.
That's a good question. Did they say all 10?
It did say in the press release,
Okay, that's
all
a good
10
question.
houses, all 5 scare zones.
Okay. 10 houses, 5 scares.
Oh, I lost it. Why are we not scare actors anymore? Because
If
we
we
want
were-
to go to the event as guests.
Well, let me
And we
say
also
this.
don't have time.
If we were scare actors, we would not be sitting in this chair right now.
Yeah, it'd be impossible to do the channel.
Yeah, it's a lot. I wouldn't say impossible. It's just
It'd be very difficult.
we're not going to be able to give you guys much. So,
Well, and it's a full-time job.
yeah.
Are we planning to come to Hollywood this year?
We want to.
We want
Is
to
it
so
in the
bad.
plans? No, unfortunately not yet. Just because we have a lot of expensive things coming up. So we're not real. It depends. I don't know. We'll see.
We want to really bad.
This is what's going to happen. I'm going to call it. We're going to get into mid-September. Steph's going to give me that look where she's like, I really want to go. And then I'm like, me too. And then we're going to look at the planning. And then who knows? Maybe off a whim, we just go. And it's like last minute or we just don't. So
We'll see.
I feel like that's how that's going to be this year.
Is tonight's outfit a direct result of us making you feel self-conscious about your tan lines? Yes.
Yes. No, I actually, it's so funny because I brought that up multiple times. It's like, okay, I'm going to cover the tan lines. Nobody gets to see it. But I was actually starting a live stream. Like, I was actually really cold. That's why I got the hoodie on in this. I feel like I'm getting sick. So that's why I'm like, oh,
Yeah, both of us.
yeah.
Favorite house experience as a guest? I don't know. That's really tough.
Oh, there's so many. I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, because I think of a couple different things. One, I'm going to bring up from Hollywood last year when we went through Monstros and we had that one scene with El Cebon in that hallway with the head and everybody. That was just so chaotic that I was like, my ADHD and everything was like, yeah, there's so much. I'm loving this. That was wild. But we also, when we did media night for HHN 31 and we went through
That's
the weekend
true.
and the music was
that's
dancing,
true.
we were just, it was just a you and me moment. Like that was really cool.
I don't know. I can't really pick one.
Legends collide. Like here, we'll ask one more question. I know the timer's up. We'll ask one more question. But even the last night of Halloween Horror Nights 31, when we went through Legends Collide as our final house, as the park was closing, and Dracula was the final winner there in that final scene. And that was a great run through that we had in that house. The energy was not, that was such a good thing about Legends Collide is like, no matter what time you went, no matter what day, the energy was always there. Both casts were fantastic. And that last run through that we had, emotional again last night, that the energy was high. The cast were giving it their all. And then we had Dracula at the end as like the winner. Was kind of like,
yeah, that was cool.
You remember, I got a little emotional because I was like, so it was just cool. But there's a lot of moments and memories that we've had that it's just hard to just narrow it down to one.
Did you say one more question?
Yeah, do one more question. The final question.
Favorite video on your channel?
Epcot cookie stroll. Favorite video, to be honest, I don't know.
We just talked about this.
We thinking Hollywood?
Yeah. I think either the Hollywood video
from last year.
Yeah. Or our Screamageddon video.
No. Why would that be anybody's favorite?
That was so funny.
It's a terrible video.
It's funny because Brian's freaking out the whole time.
I haven't seen that video in a long time. Maybe we pay a visit back.
I haven't watched it in a long time either. We should do like for the Fright Club members, we should do like
a watch party.
Yeah, like
and a breakdown.
No, like a video where we're like reacting.
Yeah, like a little breakdown.
Like a reaction video.
Maybe. Yeah, add more work on the list. Things to do. I like that. Yeah, Screamageddon was.
Cookie Stroll videos are good too.
Yeah, Cookie Stroll was fun. Like the thing with the Cookie Stroll is like we have time that time of year. And it was like it.
Yeah, we can take like 3 weeks to edit a video. And
yeah,
it's fine.
But the first week or the first year that we did this, excuse me, heartburn's killing me. I didn't even eat
every time.
Always. But the first year that we did it, we kind of like wanted to really just do some creative and fun without feeling the pressure of being rushed. So we did that in the second year. Third year, not so much. I felt like the third year we were actually pretty pressured in time. The recent year. But like the other two, the first 2 years, we had a lot more time. And it's just relaxing. Plus, it was actually cold, so it's enjoyable. And if you guys watch those Cookie Stroll videos, I know we only get like 5 views on those. They're not Horror Nights related, but that's a time when like Steph and I are together and we can just enjoy being with each other in the parks and stuff. So it's kind of nice to do that. And when I'm editing that, it's kind of fun. But the Hollywood one... What are you talking about over here, people?
I'm laughing at Chris's comment. Nothing like a Christmas cookie stroll video in February, even though he said nothing like a Christmas cookies troll video on February.
He's been drinking. Just like all the comments of the people saying how I drink before live.
It was one person. You're like all the people. It was one person.
Anyways, I'm an alcoholic. There I
go. No, don't clip that.
Do it. I don't care. Do it. Yeah, I would say right now the Hollywood one, just because that was purely the first, like all the expressions, everything you saw was like the first time we ever experienced that. So it was kind of cool to see that, and we tried being fun with it in the editing process. It's really hard because I personally do not like social media. I don't like technology. I love just being off the grid. And I know we're doing this. I do love doing this. This is fun. But when we were in Hollywood, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but part of me was kind of like, just put the cameras down. Let's enjoy it together because this is so cool. But at the same point, I wanted to, do the job and like capture the video and stuff like that. So that's the one thing about being split with Hollywood. But I don't know. Yeah. We had such a fun time there.
I like that video.
And the scare actors were remarkable out there. The energy was great.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Cool.
I missed it. So yeah. Anyway, so there's a rapid fire Q&A. I think we've only had like one question that was actually geared towards Premium Scream Night. So
we'll do another one of these later.
Yeah, we will always do a rapid fire Q&A towards the
So if we didn't answer your question, save it.
Yeah. Brian literally bled for the Cookie Stroll video. I did. And did you ever bleed for an HHN video? I'm actually
sure
did.
He did.
Yes.
He gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting hurt, I think I broke my finger over the weekend.
I had nothing to do with it. I don't clip it. That wasn't me, people. I did not do that. And surprising, it wasn't Hondo.
I tripped in the middle of the night trying to go to the bathroom.
I tripped in the middle of the night.
And literally like fractured my finger. So that's fun.
We're doing great.
Doing really good.
We're hanging in there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the hour-and-a-half mark in tonight's live stream, talked about Premium Scream Night. We still have one major topic and a way to discuss. And do you know what that is?
Fright Island.
No, not Fright Island.
Oh, the map.
That's how small this is.
The
Yes,
map.
the map.
Forgot about it.
I'm the map. Yeah. So Horror Nights Nightmares dropped version 3 of this year's speculation map here in Orlando. They also did for Hollywood. Sorry, Hollywood people. I don't have the map here to talk about. There's really nothing to talk about with you guys. I mean, there is stuff. It's all construction stuff. But anyways, here's version 3. As you guys know, we have the actual 6 original houses that are in the map. We have Monstros, we have Triplets of Terror, Major Suites, Goblin's Feast, Museum, and Slaughter Cinema. We have all these actually down on the map. Nothing changed as far as the houses go. We did have some location changes, but that's pretty much it. Nothing too much in a way. However, we did get an update with scare zones and then some little thing that's on the street between Hollywood and Central Park. Don't know what that is. Probably it's like an IP little show, maybe like, you know, hinting towards the Megan Horde again or something like that. So we might get like some horde in a way. But we have 2 scare zones that's actually kind of written down here. And it's like a dolls, toys thing kind of thing that's up there in San Francisco. And then in Hollywood, we have like a skull, like a painted skull. When I see this, I think immediately of last year's Hollywood having Dia de los Muertos kind of being a big theme and all. And we had the
Momias.
Mummies, something like that. We had that as a scare zone, which was really cool. We love that. The vibes of that was really neat.
But it was all the scare actors. It wasn't like the costumes in this set was cool, but it was like the scare actors are what made it.
Let me emphasize to this. Anytime we reference Hollywood, just know that the scare actors were like, they're top notch. So anytime we bring it up, just know like these scare actors were like, they were the whole
I
piece
also
to it.
like, we talked about this in the Discord, and I might be getting ahead, but that scare zone and then also I'll wait.
No, it's
I'll
okay.
wait.
You can say it. I mean, go ahead.
And the other one, which kind of looks like a doll head, it's like people are saying, oh, it reminds them of like, toys from Hollywood.
From last year. Well,
Yeah.
they've had it previous years, but like last year we had toys. We got to experience both of those scare zones.
Now, I would be totally fine with that if the scare actors are allowed to be the way that they are out in Hollywood, and if the music and like the
Okay.
the
Copy and paste.
yeah,
Like if they can copy and paste, and I'm not talking
Don't
about
just
like,
use,
oh,
like,
just
the
like do it.
theme.
No. Copy and paste exactly what it was. It was creepy. Like they actually had some creep element. There was a lot of energy, especially, oh my gosh. How much time did we spend in toys?
a long time. And the toys scare zone area, like it's not just like creepy doll music and like kids music and things like that. Like it's like metal. Like they were like playing like metal.
All right. It's like something Beast Boy. I mean, the Crow was like, they're dancing. The scare actors were kind of going with it.
Like,
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, please check out our Hollywood video that we posted from last year. Check it out because we specifically spend a lot of time in the toys scare zone. We also showed the Momias one as well, but check those out. The scare zones in Hollywood, the scare actors, it's remarkable. The amount of energy, it's fantastic.
so yeah. I honestly, like, if they brought the energy and the scare actors, like, not the scare actors, not saying that Orlando's are not good, but saying that they allowed them to have the amount of freedom that they do out in Hollywood. I don't care what the theme is. I don't care what the costumes look like. I don't care about any of that. Just give me the energy from the scare actors and the music and the atmosphere and everything, and I will be happy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If they could just literally ship everything that they had in Hollywood last year, scare zone wise, and just bring it to us with the scare actors, we're talking about a really strong year in scare zones. And it's kind of funny because kind of what this is like hinting at is we're getting 2 scare zones that are from Hollywood. We're also getting Monstros, which came from Hollywood. Seems like we're getting some Hollywood properties to.
But also, if we look at the Hondo, if we look,
do you hear that?
It's the garage door.
Okay, hold up, guys. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. If we look at the trend that's been happening the last several years, we go from having like kind of a weak house and strong. Are you good?
Yeah, I hear you talking, like echoing. Are you echoing?
It's probably downstairs.
Oh. I was like,
we go from having really strong houses and maybe weaker scare zones, and then the next year we have really strong scare zones and a little bit weaker houses, and it's been flip-flopping like back and forth. If we follow that, this year we should technically have like some pretty strong scare zones. Unfortunately, that means a little bit weaker houses, but maybe these scare zones will make up for that.
I miss HHN 2829.
And on that note, I'm going to the bathroom.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah, I miss HHN 28 and 29. I kind of like, I felt like those years were like the houses and the scare zones, and the food theming was now like really becoming a thing, where everything was just kind of fleshed out perfectly, and it was great. It was great. Where like the past few years, it feels like there's something missing here. There's something missing. There's always like a little something. So I don't know. I feel like with that version, I'm gonna bring it back up on the screen real quick. This version of the spec map, version 3 from Horror Night Nightmares, you know, houses, nothing has really changed. Just some location things as well as ones that are officially announced. But scare zone wise, it looks like those could be resembling the ones that we have from Hollywood. Which, of course, the little skull looking one, that one's honestly in a good spot for Hollywood, because usually right there, or even like Central Park would be nice for the Momia's scare zone or whatever it was called. I actually don't know the actual. Does anybody have it? Can you let us know in the? Can you guys put in the chat what that scare zone official name was from Hollywood last year? Because I don't know the actual official name, but I feel like that'd be perfect in like Central Park. Have something like that, and then you have the like the Dia de los Muertos food booth that's right there from the edge of Hollywood leading into Central Park. I think that'd be cool. Not the toys, the Dia de los Muertos one. The momias, the momias. I don't know how to say it. Also, Justin Sage. Justin Sage. I am Justin Sage. Fright Club member for 12 months in the beginner Senate. Look into March of Death from Singapore. That's what it seems like in Hollywood. Okay. It just looks like a skull. But I've never heard of March of Death. We'll have to look into that. March of Death.
Does look like
the International Horror Nights gets like some cool stuff.
Yeah. It does look like we might be getting Megan back.
Yeah, from that little piece there. That's kind of what everyone's kind of talking about in a way. So, I don't know. We didn't really care for the Megan Horde as much. We didn't really watch them. I don't think we ever watched the show, did we?
I don't think we did.
We saw it from
We
a
went
distance,
to go
but
watch one time, and it was wet out, so they just did a meet and greet.
yeah, and they came out for 1 minute.
It was actually 1 minute.
1 minute. Like 3 people got photos, and that was it. They're like, all right, we have to go back. I was like, what?
It was crazy.
Oh, I was like, dang. I wish I had that shift. Right?
Yeah, right. I also saw some people asking about the weekend. I don't know that we ever were technically going to get the weekend scare zone. I think that was a Hollywood thing that kind of like then.
The way I look at it is nothing's official until Horror Nights posts about it. Anything else could just be made up.
It would have been cool though.
Absolutely. I would have loved to see that. We love the house. By the way, Brian Sevilla said El Terra de las Momias scare zone. That's the official title to it. By the way,
Also-
we hung out with Brian, by the way, in Hollywood. That was cool.
Also, I've been seeing a lot of people say like, "Oh, Abigail's, like, do a bunch of Abigails versus a bunch of Megans," but technically, like, I don't know, maybe I'm being too literal with it, but like, Megan's a doll that they're going to be like producing into like multiple dolls. Like, you can buy a Megan, so there's like that's why there's a ton of them. But Abigail's just one girl, right?
I should ask her maybe. You should go talk to her and say.
So
hey.
it would just be one Abigail versus a bunch of Megans.
Yes.
I still think Abigail would win.
Yes.
She's a vampire.
Yes.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be funnier to see like a Chucky versus Megan kind of situation. Dolls of Chucky versus dolls of Megan. So that's ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of it as far as like the spec map goes. Like and for Orlando, I know Hollywood, that's a whole different beast over there, and we're not going to be getting into the Hollywood spec map for tonight's live stream just because.
Did you talk about the little flame icon?
Halloween Horror Nights speculation. Nightmare Fuel's coming back. Okay, there you go. We talked about the flame. That's what that flame is. Nightmare Fuel. There
Do you
go.
think they're gonna do like the same thing, completely different?
I hope if Nightmare Fuel's returning, right, if we're getting that show back. I personally think that last year kind of felt like the closing of a chapter for the 3 years.
We're gonna sit down. It's gonna be the Black Parade, and then they're gonna wheel out of bed, and we're all gonna go, "Oh, no."
I personally would love to see the team be challenged in creating a brand new story, and it could have elements from the past 3 years. That's fine with me, but I would love to see like a brand new story. Like what? Okay, cool. We saw that. We saw the story from like year 1, year 2, and then the year 3 they changed it up and they gave us a different element, but it closed that. I think that's pretty cool. They could still go along with it. However, I generally think that if they were to come back, bring like the Fuel Girls back, maybe bring some more illusions back, make some dark magic, that kind of stuff, and the fire and all that. It'd be cool to see a completely different show.
I want new songs. They reused some of the songs from like 2 to 3, right?
Yes, because that's what I was saying. It's a continuation of the story, so it's like it's okay.
Yeah,
but that's why I would love to sit down, and as you sit down, you're like, okay, here we go, Nightmare Fuel, and it's completely different. Music's different, the vibe, the energy's different. There's this whole different storytelling into it where you're like, I'm like, okay, now I'm in, I'm invested. I want to see what do we have here? What's the creative mark on this? I personally would love to see something completely different, but I personally would love to see like the Fuel Girls come back. I'd love to see the same dancers come back, like that squad, that team. I'd love to see return, which is a completely different story. Would be neat.
Same. Less
Next.
fire.
Same.
Southray just said less fire.
I feel like different fire. I think like hellfire. Hellfire. All right. Anyways. Hour and a half in tonight's live stream. I think now is a good time to lose a majority of our viewers because we need to talk about Fright Island.
Do you want to do one more rapid fire? Like have this be the last rapid fire, but do it before?
I think we do one after.
Okay.
Because there'll be people not alive anymore after. So it'd be funny if like somebody eliminated who's not alive anymore is like, hey, I got a question. Sorry, you're dead. You can't ask. Next.
Okay.
I don't know. Well,
Sure.
we'll do. I mean, here's the question: do you want to do another rapid fire Q&A now and then still do one towards the end? No, you
many.
love the people that much.
Too many.
You hear that, chat? Clip that. So we get drinking ASMR. I'm gonna bring my drink out.
I like to. I don't have any ice left.
Sounds like a cowbell.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. All right.
All right.
You dare challenge me. So, Fright Island. Let's talk about Fright Island a little bit. We're going to be getting into Fright Island here. This is season 1. The whole premise of this.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
Actually, I don't think you do know what's going to happen. I realized I didn't kind of key you in on some of the stuff. Just go along with it. You can be like the sugar roll that comes out with like the round 1.
Ding, ding, ding.
Fight. So, Fright Island. I'm going to give you guys just kind of a backstory of Fright Island, and then we'll get into the storyline where we kind of play the role of it. Fright Island was an idea that I came up with as a cover for a giveaway. We were going to do a Fright Club only giveaway. And for those of you that know, we had the cutoff date be the end of May. And from that day, whoever was a Fright Club member, whether it was a beginner, veteran, or legend, tier-based, you guys automatically got put into the Fright Island game show. Because it's just a giveaway that I wanted to do for our Fright Club members. You guys are going to be able to get like exclusive. And we're going to get to how exclusive this is. That you're going to get exclusive merchandise from us that we're going to make for the winner. Right? We wanted to just do a giveaway, but I felt like, just doing a giveaway was not the Brian way. I feel like we can make this harder for us. We can add much more work to our plate. We don't have time. Let's just make it harder. So I was like, hey, what if we made like a game? We did a game, like a little story, and like we go along with it, and the last person left wins the whole merchandise thing, or wins the giveaway, instead of just kind of saying, all right, everybody, here we go. Comment down below. We're going to go ahead and, pick somebody and they win the gift. So I wanted to do a game with it. And I was like, well, we're in the horror community. I mean, why don't we say we're going to kill the people off who don't win and make it interesting? So that's what we're going to do. And came up with Fright Island. So our Fright Club members, they have received a special letter in the mail, an invitation to come to Fright Island to be hosted for season 1 of the game show. Steph and I, we're going to be your host for the game show called Fright Island, where we host these individuals, these Fright Club members that come aboard to this mysterious island that holds very many mysterious things, which we will be doing multiple seasons, multiple years of this if it goes well, unless, YouTube completely shuts us down because they're like, this is not right, and we'll see. We'll get into all of that. However, we plan to do multiple seasons. There might even be multiple seasons per year. It might not just be one season per year. We might even do 2, 3, depending. It's just all for like a giveaway kind of thing. And the winner will win their very own custom-made Fright Island merch, either hoodie, long sleeve, t-shirt. We haven't decided that yet, but you will be the winner of the show. Will be the only person that has that item. So it'll be a custom-made Fright Island merchandise, let's just say shirt to go along with it, and it'll say like season 1 winner with their name on it. And then when season 2 comes up, the winner of season 2 will have that of season 2. So you each will uniquely have your very own custom-made Fright Island merchandise. Not only you will have, nobody else will have it. So it'll be fun. It'll be unique. So the whole story of it is,
you gonna get to it?
I'm getting to it. Don't rush. I'm trying to get to the point where there's only like 20 people watching
Yeah,
live.
yapathon over here.
A yapathon? Did you say that? Or did somebody say that?
Somebody else said that.
Who said that? They're dying tonight.
Yeah, we have to say unalived.
Unalived. What is this? Horror Nights? Saying Horror Nights. So you come onto the island and stuff, and right now we have 66 contestants, right? So 66 contestants are going to be competing this year in season 1, and in each live stream, we're going to spin a wheel, and whoever it lands on, those are the people that's going to be up for elimination. We might have one person, we might have 50 people up for elimination. Sometimes it depends when we have these special missions, Fright Club members, and you don't achieve the mission. Sometimes it raises the stake. Why are you laughing? What are you guys doing? I'm going to blame.
Nicole asked if you can explain it all again.
Yeah, I can start over. So the basis of all this was for a giveaway, and I came up with the idea.
All right.
Okay, so anyways, why don't we just go ahead and get into Fright Island. Ladies and gentlemen.
Mayor of Yaptown.
Who said that? I still haven't seen the comment. going to find out who it is.
Just so you all know, this is my life.
You love it. You wouldn't change it. I'm pretty sure I'll get negative comments online saying, Steph needs help. Brian's holding her hostage.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, prayers for Steph. That's the first thing I saw in the chat. Will I am, just because you're a Fright Club member now doesn't mean you can just say that. All right. Let's get to Fright Island. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fright Island, where we have 66 brand new contestants coming on for season 1 with a chance of winning a shirt. Ooh. So in this season of Fright Island, our contestants are invited in their very own private yachts. They get their own private yacht and they come on board, where we will then host the feast to begin this season. It's a nice feast on the beach. Everything is casual. Everything is fine. Let's head over to that location right now and host our 66 contestants. Oh, it looks so nice. Wow. Look at that platter over there. It looks yummy. Wow. So our 66 contestants are they are here celebrating, they're eating, they're talking amongst each other. We have the Fright Club legends, we have the Fright Club veterans, we have the Fright Club beginners. However, the Fright Club legends and veterans, they'll realize that there was a note left on the ship that the Fright Club beginners did not receive. And this note states, as I go find the note, as I prepared for this moment, all day, I prepared for this moment all day to read this one quote. All day. It's coming up. Believe in it. It's somewhere. Hold the attention. Okay, here we go. Huh? What?
You pinned it.
You pinned it. Oh, I
So you could have just gone to the pin.
They can't know this. So our Fright Club beginners, unfortunately, did not have this note left on their ship. Only the Fright Club veterans and legends got this, where the note reads, when the night becomes ablaze, raise your plate to cover from this phase.
What could it mean?
So our Fright Club veterans and legends, as they were on this boat, they were thinking, oh, what does this mean? Some people didn't figure it out. Some people do, and we shall see. Now, if I remember, we had a task for all of you to get to 50 likes before the live stream started. And how much were we off by?
9.
9. Unfortunately, do you guys realize that we were going to kill not 1, not 2, but we're having a feast, and 10 people were on the chopping block to start off season 1. And because we missed it by 9, we're adding 9 more names. And just because, we're going to add 1 more. So 20 people are up for elimination tonight on season 1 of Fright Island, here in this little, whatever you want to call that. So let's go ahead and play out the scene and see what happens as our contestants are enjoying their first and possibly last meal on Fright Island in season 1. Oh, what's going on? The tiki torches are on. Horror! Oh, blood! Ah! No! No! So much blood. Not my fault. Okay, I feel like this is more like a parody thing. I kind of like it like this. So anyways, again, this is just photos. We don't have the time to make all this. But we have 20 people that are up for elimination during the feast, as we were welcoming everybody and introducing season 1 of Fright Island. 20 people on the chopping block. But who exactly was eliminated? And were they eliminated or not? Did some of these people that were chosen, did they potentially have a note and maybe saved their life? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up Fright Island. This is all 66 of your contestants. We have 99 entries because some of them have multiple lives. Let's see who the first person being eliminated for Friday. It's kind of embarrassing to be the first person eliminated, so we're going to make fun of you. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the first elimination of Fright Island. Uh-oh. It's slowing
I
down.
have to do 20 of these.
Yep. I'm glad I picked 15 seconds for it. McBain. McBain is the first name. However,
said,
well, here's the thing, though. McBain, if you know, McBain had the note on his ship. Therefore, McBain raised up his shield, if you will. McBain, he raised up his plate just in time, deflecting the arrow and saving his life. So McBain will live to see another day unless he was targeted twice and another arrow comes and gets him. So let's bring back up
the
Fright
lost
Club
one life.
Wheel of Death. So we're removing one of McBain's lives and we're spinning who's the next person. So McBain, congratulations. You didn't get like technically eliminated, but you were the first person. But let's see who. Uh-oh. Slowing down. Mark Comer, guess what? Another person that was adhered to the warning. They also had a plate up. So that is 2 out of 20. Nobody has completely been eliminated. We're moving on to number 3. I feel like we should put our face in this one so people can see. So number 3, Justin, Chris Gray. It's going to stop just before Chris Gray. Ladies and gentlemen, your first true elimination, Chris Gray. Eliminated. So, we had 3 arrows shot, 2 of them deflected, 1 completely piercing the skull of Chris Gray in his first time and being our first elimination on Fright Island. Let me go ahead and, I want to see if I can do something real quick. I'm going to shorten us down. Look at this. You guys are seeing this. We're going to shorten it down. I'm going to drop us. Let's just go right here in the corner. Why not? We'll go in the corner. And I'm going to bring this here. Everybody, this is live. This is happening. There we go. Okay, cool. So you can see us with it. So Chris Gray, eliminated.
Sorry.
Womp, womp.
Goodbye. I
Next
thought this
up.
had music.
I did have music, but... Oh, let me actually put music. I can put music on. Hold up. Let me get some music with this too. But who's the fourth? The fourth arrow targeted GSU John. GSU John has been eliminated. Let me get some music.
Eliminated?
Yeah, eliminated.
Sorry.
Let me get some of the music going.
Just to remind you all, you're getting shot with arrows.
Right in the head.
Not really YouTube. It's for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, it's all fake. This ain't real. Whoever thinks this is real, we need to have a talk. Okay, I got the music and stuff. I think that's probably good right there. All right, so Chris Gray limited. So that's the 4th one. I know you're writing this down, but I actually have it programmed to.
Oh, cool.
But you can still do that if you want. 5th one. Arrows again. Imagine arrows coming across all the tables. People raising plates. People going, "What is a plate? I didn't get that note."
What is a plate?
And one of those people who didn't get the plate, or who did, the Smiths.
Oh.
The Smiths. Guess what? Both of them blocked with the plate. Did one save the other? Did one take the other person's plate? So the 5th guest is the Smiths. However, they were lucky enough to have the note, so they
Good job.
have been saved. Unless they get chosen again. And the Wheel of Death continues to spin as we go to number 6. Who will it be now? Chris Dustings, Artemis, Team Randall on the edge, and it's Artemis,
Oh.
our favorite
We
ancient
can't shoot the
dolphin.
dolphin.
An arrow went past everybody out in the ocean and got Artemis.
Oh.
No. Artemis is down and out as our 6th person, but the 3rd officially knocked out. Moving on. Help me keep track. So if not,
Yeah.
I'm going to arrow everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So that was 6. So this is 7th. The 7th arrow flies across the table, piercing one of the apples, going through and hitting Joseph Turner.
Oh.
Joseph Turner has been hit by the Apple Arrow and is our next eliminated Fright Club member. We're going to the 8th arrow. We're just knocking them out one by one. It could have been 10 only, but you guys failed the mission, so now it's 20. We're doubling it. The next person, Justin Sage, Mad Hatter Audio, and it's going to stop at Mad Hatter Audio is out. Mad Hatter Audio. That was arrow 8?
That was 8.
Okay, Mad Hatter eliminated. We're going to 9. The 9th arrow. Who will it pierce? Who will be eliminated? And it's stopping on Kevin DOC. However, Kevin DOC had a plate, though.
Okay.
Gotta know, so Kevin's still alive. Using one of his saves,
That
if
was
you will.
9.
So that was the 9th arrow. This is the 10th arrow, correct?
Yep.
We're halfway there, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like the SoCal haunts in parks have been eliminated.
Sorry.
They had 4 arrows pierce them. Some of the ones that deflected off the plates came back and hit this person, unfortunately. Now we're going to number 11.
Not only do they not have any announcements, but they also
Hollywood's
shot
just
with
having a hard
arrows.
time. Multiple, that is. Just like HHN announcements here on the East Coast. The next person up, Corey, Tampa Bay Lightning fan, 863. Saved.
Okay.
Saved.
Good.
It's Corey, Tampa Bay Lightning fan, saved. So used one of their
signed up.
saves. So that's an extra arrow that bounced off. We're having 2 arrows on what, the 12th? This is the 12th one? Somebody keep track, because if
Yes.
not, I'll
This
keep
is
shooting
12.
arrows.
This is 12.
And this one is going to be Irfan Gafoor. Oh, Irfan's out. Eliminated.
Sorry.
One arrow through the straight head, the other one from the side. No, Irfan is out. The 13th arrow. We're moving on.
13, lucky number 13.
Who's going to get the lucky number 13? Will they be lucky enough to survive, or will they not be lucky enough? Or maybe they are. They just want to get off the island, and this is their way of doing so. And that's going to be Heather Hart. Heather Hart's been eliminated.
Dang.
With an arrow. No. What number is this? Somebody help me.
14.
So now we're getting on to arrow number 14. We're going to keep it spinning. Here we go. Wheel of Death. 14. Who will it be now? It's slowing down. Sal Crescenti, John Sullivan, Adam Smith has been eliminated. The 14th contestant shot with the arrow, but this one
Goodbye.
piercing through the heart.
15.
And remember, all of this happens in the span of like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Chaos.
If only it actually happened in the span
in
of
real
5
life.
seconds.
Yeah, right. Valoria Nichols, Christy is out. This was number 15.
Yeah.
Christy, no. An arrow into Christy, and she's out. Unfortunate. Who's going to be number 16? Spin the wheel and find out. The wheel of death shall not lie. And it's slowing down. Mary Vav, Breed Love, who's going to be? And it leans into Breed Love. Breed Love is out. Nope. It's not your turn yet. The Cult of Hondo must rest first. Go lay down. Go lay down. We almost had a surprise appearance there. Not yet.
And then you all would have been gone.
Yeah, you guys wait until the Cult of Hondo appears. That's a storyline on this island. All right, number 2 coming up, right? So we still have 18 more.
17.
Oh, this is 17. I'm just gonna kill more. 17. The 17th arrow flying through the air, slowing down, and landing into the plate of Pilfer, who
Pilfer.
brings it up and defends himself. Congratulations. You had heeded the warning. Now we're on number 18.
18.
Number 18. There's 3 more arrows flying in the air. And this 18th arrow finds its way. No, to one of our newest members, Austin Nielsen, gets struck down as they got off the chair to run. They were shot down. 19th arrow coming up. We have 2 more. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys could have saved these lives if you just had the mission, but you didn't. Therefore, the 19th one is slowing down. Miles, Menus and Mysteries, or Jim Daniels. It's going to be Jim Daniels.
Oh.
Jim Daniels.
Of course, he has a
blocked it.
plate.
So Jim Daniels had a couple of plates there. Defends himself. However, with the 20th arrow combining with the 19th arrow side by side, packaging on fire, by the way. These are on fire. Who will they select? And it's slowing down on another new Fright Club member, Deej, but she defends herself from both flaming arrows.
Nice.
However, guess what?
What?
These flaming arrows didn't stop. These flaming arrows kept going. And it spun one more time. The Wheel of Death, the 21st selection.
It's not fair.
The 21st selection in the Fright Island draft is... No, Kevin DOC. He got hit with the reflected arrow.
After he reflected
He
one
reflected
himself?
one. It was that one that got reflected by him that hit him on the way out. And the other two that was on fire. So Kevin DOC, unfortunately, wow, that is bad luck. That's the name of this game. It's just going to be bad luck. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Fright Island.
When did they become flaming arrows?
It's when they pass through the little
Tiki
barbecue.
torches.
Yeah, the little barbecue section right there.
Caught on fire.
Yeah,
I don't know how an arrow catches on fire, but...
with fire. That's how it catches on fire.
Oh, okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, who here survived? Who here didn't make it out of the nice casual feast we were having for y'all?
Justice for Kevin.
Justice for
Yeah,
Kevin.
honestly.
Hey, GSU, I don't know who you are. Didn't you die? I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah, Kevin, unfortunate for Kevin. Targeted twice and won by his own deflected arrow. That's sad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the chaos was unfolding at the feast scene, the rest of you that survived scurried along into the island where unknown horrors await you. Fright Island will return next week during our next live stream, where you guys will find out who the next group, or maybe just one, Fright Club member will be hunted and eliminated from season 1 of Fright Island. So there you have it. Fright Island, season 1. The first episode ended up being a very gruesome and bloody scene to start off the show, where 21 people were targeted. And how many people did we officially lose?
I don't
in that?
know.
Oh,
you
didn't-
have to look at your thing. You told
Let me
me I
check.
didn't need to keep up
Yeah,
with
let me
that.
check. Let me check. I can actually check.
Sal's comment did make me laugh. He said in asterisks, marked safe in the BFO massacre. You know, like Facebook
Yeah, yeah.
when there's like a storm or something. I'll be like,
who's-
marked safe.
Marked safe. So we lost a couple of people. I'll have to go back and I'll check. I got a journal of all the names and stuff. We'll go back and scavenge through and see who's still around.
Sorry if you died.
It's life. And that's the theme to
Rip.
Fright Island. RIP. RIP tour. So Fright Island, anyways, a little fun segment that we're going to be doing each live stream. And the last survivor of Fright Island will be the one to win the first season, and that's how it's going to go for the remainder of the seasons moving forward. But each episode, there'll be unique ways that we will find out how these Fright Club members will be hunted down. And also, I will say this too, pay attention to the storyline of Fright Island. There might be some cool hidden details that goes along with the island. We might see some of the layout of the island, as well as some storylines that could potentially change the way the game is made. Just kind of touching base, we also talked about this before, but the Cult of Hondo is a group of inhabitants of the land, the island, and you'll find out more about them later on. So beware of the Cult of Hondo amongst Fright Island.
You'll find out who shot the arrows.
Yeah, there's more to the story. That's all I can say. It's NDA. It's all for a giveaway, and I decided let's just do a whole story for it, and it's going to consist of 5 separate seasons of multiple years, of multiple planning and theming, and potentially, maybe if this goes well, we make it into a full-blown game that we can all play, a video game, and it's fully immersive.
Does anybody know how to make a video game?
If you know how to make one, contact me. We have a game. So, but anyways, there's Fright Island. That was episode 1 to the game show. Episode 2 will come back for the next live stream, where you'll find out who the next group is hunted down and eliminated. It's kind of fun. I felt like it was kind of like a parody. It's supposed to be more serious, but
Yeah.
was
I think
ki-
we
it's
just
just
make it
funny.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, technically, like us as the host, it's supposed to be kind of a parody, like, ooh, arrow through the head. And it's just like kind of fun. And the audience is like, yeah. When it's like these people are like, oh my God. But then we'll start getting to darker things and stuff. And maybe some might have to do with this dice too. Sometimes we'll roll the dice and whoever it lands on, the number 8, that's how many people we're eliminating right now. No, not right now. I think we've eliminated enough. Let them run around in the forest realizing they didn't get to finish their turkey. Or their kebab.
Turkey.
I don't know. Just think of a giant turkey kebab. There was food all over. Yeah. It's unfortunate. We get to eat, though.
Okay. Cool.
Anyways, with that being said, at the 2-hour mark in tonight's live stream, Daniel Child said, another job to my list.
Now you know
That's how
I
it's
feel.
looking. That's how it's looking. That's how it's looking. But yeah, so we talked about, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the end of the live stream where we say sorry, we're going to leave you. But we talked about Premium Scream Night. We went into a whole hour conversation about that. We'll have more details come out on Thursday when Horror Nights releases that, as well as the tickets. I'm interested. Who here is going to be purchasing the Premium Scream Night? I'm actually interested to find out how many people are going to do that.
1 in the chat if you are.
If you
2.
are,
I was going to say 0 in the chat.
just 0. Yeah, hey, there you go.
2 if you're not.
Yeah,
Wait.
so
Yeah.
type in 1 in the chat if you guys are planning on going to the Premium Scream Night, and 2 in the chat if you guys are planning not to. So, but with that being said, we talked about Premium Scream Night. We talked about version 3 of the HN Nightmares spec map. We did Fright Island. We also did a rapid fire Q&A earlier in the live stream, but I think it's time to bring back the final rapid fire Q&A to close out tonight's live stream. Also, we're looking at a lot of 2s. There is a 1. Charles R. Williams. Hey, Charles, if you go to it, let us know.
Breedlove said
Breedlove
1
too.
Let us know how it is.
Yeah. For those of you that go, we will not be attending unless Universal forces us to. Therefore, I would gladly accept. We will go. But yeah, we'll see.
Why would they force us to?
I don't know. For what we did to Fright Island. This was terrible. You guys have to go do this. Oh, okay.
This amazing event that other people are paying $350 for.
And everyone's going to shoot
punishment.
Apple fire arrows at you guys now. It's going to be one of the scare zones. So,
Cool.
okay, I see a lot of 2s.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's go ahead. We're going to bring up the final rapid fire Q&A section for the day. Ladies and gents, I know you're getting to slappy hour.
Yeah.
We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Ask away the questions. If you didn't get yours answered from earlier's rapid fire Q&A, go ahead and throw it in there. Unless you have another question that you want to ask, by all means, go ahead. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. We're going to go ahead and start it now.
Do you think we can add another layer into this game? Please, no. No. Please.
What do you mean another layer?
Like, just more.
There is a lot more coming into this game. There's so much more. I really like, for instance, it was supposed to be something very simple, and I like everything, I blow it up into proportion, but
Out of proportion.
no, I think it fits perfectly in proportion. But no, yeah, I blow it out of proportion, and it's just become something crazy. But I think it'll be fun if it works
cool.
out.
It is cool.
And if we had $1 billion, we could do something so much cooler. But yeah,
Are you proud of all the blood on your hands? Are you?
am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.
What kind of food do they have on Fright Island?
Human.
Okay. What do you think about Barbarian or Talk to Me as a house?
I would love to see Barbarian in his house.
Really?
I think that'd be such a good house.
We
Even though
got
it's
out of
one
that
part.
movie and Brian was like, I need a shower.
Yes, it felt disgusting. But I feel like there's such a good, creepy vibe to that. It could be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool house.
I never got to see Talk to Me. What do you think?
It could maybe be cool. I don't know. I would rather see Barbarian. Will you bring a poncho on opening night?
Yes,
We'll see.
absolutely.
But yes, we should.
Absolutely.
If we are smart, we will. How does the director capture his victims?
He puts out a little like application list for people to fill out.
Yeah, like a
And-
casting call.
Yeah, and they fill out saying, "Yeah, I'd love to be a part of, the Barney show at Universal." And then they get there and realize, "Oh, it's DreamWorks Land. Oh no."
Do you think there will be Death Eaters?
Yeah, the spec map is kind of hinting at that, which obviously it's a spec map. It's not official, but It's kind of on the spec map. People are anticipating it. We had it last year. I think it was a huge success last year. We've had it for multiple years at Universal, so I could see it returning again.
I answered this one in the chat earlier, but they asked again, what is the temperature in our house?
Right now, I think it's like 72.
Yeah, it normally is between like 68 to 71.
69 to 72,
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
Do we have any info on the new tents? Will they flood, or are they going to be more permanent like the parade buildings? I think they'll be a little bit more permanent.
Yeah, they're kind of like structuring this to be like
it's not in the area that's
permanent.
used, so there's no reason for them to have to take it down every year. I also think that even if they are more temporary, they'll have it built up like they do the sprung tents now. So regardless, I don't think they'll flood. What do we think the tribute store will be themed to this year? Ooh,
That's a good question.
that's a very good question.
I have no idea, but I really hope it has to play into what they were kind of doing with their little like vibe for this year with the videos that we got earlier before all the announcements. I really hope we get something like that. It would also be really cool to have something featured that's Slaughter Cinema based and kind of get those nods and throwbacks to the original one and the new one and have something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like every year, you know, we can have an idea of like, oh, it'll be based on these IPs. And then it's like, lately they've been doing something completely original, which I love.
Yeah.
Are we doing a Fright Club meetup this year?
That is questionable.
Undecided.
Yeah, we don't know yet. It just depends on how our plans go for opening weekend. We're still waiting for some things to be planned out and smooth out. If everything works out, yes, we'd like to do another Fright Club meetup. That'd be really cool, but we don't know yet. So that is pending.
What house would you like to see as a scare zone?
Ooh, what house would we like to see as a scare zone? Oh man, I don't know. That's a good question. There's so many houses we've experienced. It's like there could be a lot that we'd love to see as a scare zone. I mean, personally, like I'm just gonna throw this one out of nowhere. Graveyard games would feel
we kind
like
of got that.
that's what I'm saying with Deadly Unrest, with Graveyard Deadly Unrest. I'm like, I feel like that would be that, but more in a like, there's some more of the humor to it in a way with the punks and all that, but it's also dark. I don't know. I really loved Graveyard Deadly Unrest, so I feel like Graveyard Games was the first thing that came to mind. Other than that, what about like a Universal Classic Monster scare zone where we get the classic monsters in the scare zone and stuff?
That'd be cool. They've done that before, but I would like to
Like
see
experience
it
it
because
yourself.
I never did it.
Yeah.
Fun Guy said they meant, how does the director capture their victims physically? I don't know.
With his hands.
Will there be...
Also, we ran out of time.
Oh, really?
But let's do two more questions. We can do two more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Why, you had more than two? Did you want to ask more than two?
There were just a lot more.
Hey, if you want to get to them, go ahead. We're just gonna be quicker. We're really bad at the rapid fire
Well,
part.
you only do 5 minutes. I feel like
Well, it's supposed to be
not very
5.
much time.
It's supposed to be rapid fire, but I think you and I take a minute for each.
This
question.
is a really like one word answer. Will there be an after party?
No.
So now we can do 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, no after party, live stream after party tonight, just because we got to be up early in the morning.
Yeah. Are we going to do the Unmasking the Horror Tour?
Yeah.
Probably. We
If there's some
normally
available.
do.
We haven't. I don't think we booked any yet. Have we?
No.
We haven't booked it yet, but usually every year we do. It's one thing we look forward to all the time. It's just depending on what dates that we're going to do it.
Are we going to do a Epic Universe Preview Center vlog?
No. Unfortunately, no. We will go and see it, but
Oh, for sure.
Epic Universe is not Halloween Horror Nights, so we're not going to do it. We'll try to keep everything on this channel just Halloween Horror Nights based. There's plenty of other content creators who I'm sure they're going to go there when it opens up and get videos, so check them out and support them. But we just keep everything Halloween Horror Nights related here. But we will definitely go and see it when it opens up, probably a couple days after, once it like slows down. So,
Yeah.
all right, 2 more questions.
Okay. What do you think about the Monsters house being in a sprung tent?
If it's in one of these sprung tents, I think it's in one of the newer ones. So I'm interested to see it. We've never seen these new locations, so I'm open to it. But I would personally prefer this to be like in a soundstage or like the parade buildings. But it depends on how these new sprung tents are.
Yeah, because they look big.
Yeah,
so.
they do look good. All right, the last question. This is the final one.
What do you think of all of the IP houses speculated to be all in New York? In the New York area?
Besides the monster one, like the thing is, it's like I'm okay with it because if you look at like last year and the previous years, we usually get like 2 or 3 over there, and then you go to the parade buildings, and we sometimes have over there because we've had 5 IPs in the past few years. It's been a balanced 5 and 5, but this year it seems like we're getting 6 and 4. And if that's the case, it's like it seems like we're getting a lot over there in the sound stages, but it's just if we had 5, there would have been 1 more on this side over here. But I'm okay with it. It just as long as the houses are great.
Yeah, I don't really care where
Like,
they are.
does the location matter to an extent? But it's a small extent because we've had houses in sprung tents that have completely outperformed houses in the sound stages. When you would think the sound stages are like the main thing, I feel like it depends on the house itself. Really, I don't think the location matters as much as unless you're Fast and Furious location, then you have some not so positive advantages in a way. Like you don't have any advantages at all. So I really, besides the Fast and Furious location, I think it doesn't really matter as far as the location.
I think like sometimes of course, like the tents have a different feel to them than the sound stages. So like some houses do work better in sound stages. Some houses do work better in tents. But that doesn't necessarily mean like all IPs work best in sound stages or vice versa. So I don't know. I think it's very dependent on the house. If all of the IPs work well in those houses, then I'm fine with them all being kind of together.
One thing that I love about the sprung tents, I know this is our last question, so we're gonna dive into a little more. But one thing I love about the sprung tents is that the atmosphere, the vibe of the house isn't just locked up in a soundstage where you have to go in the soundstage to see the reveal. It's right there. And like for instance, you can bring up like Wicked Growth. For an example, you had Wicked Growth, the pumpkin tunnel, and you had the sound, fear opens the door and all that kind of stuff. When you're waiting in the queue line, like you're in that atmosphere, so it kind of builds to it, which is really nice that the sprung tents bring that kind of atmosphere where the sound stages don't. I wish like we had kind of something like that for the sound stages. Like maybe like one thing I noticed too was like in Hollywood, which was really unique. When we did Stranger Things season 4 last year in Hollywood, we would actually be in the soundstage and there's still a queue line in the soundstage. And I'm not talking just like one lane. It was like a couple of switchbacks in the soundstage. So you heard the house, you could see it. So that excitement was building as you're already in the soundstage. It would be nice if we kind of had something like that to kind of build upon that as you're in line. You can see the facade and have more time to see the facades versus seeing that reveal and then being in right away.
Do you think it will affect the flow of crowds with having like
the IPs and originals?
Some of the IPs all together, or all the IPs all together?
Nope. I don't think so at all.
Okay.
I think it'll be like it is almost, in my opinion, every year, where there's a wave of guests, and you can kind of see where that wave is going. Because there's times where the sprung tents are longer than the sound stages.
Yeah,
and there's times when the sound stages are longer than, like the west side of the park is longer than the left or the east side and vice versa. And it just depends on the time of the night. You can kind of see where that crowd is kind of shifting around. It just all depends. So.
And all of the queue lines can hold a lot of people. So
yeah, there's a lot of holding space there. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hey, thank you guys for joining us on a Tuesday evening live stream. I realized we went over 2 hours and 15 minutes when I think originally we were talking about an hour and a half.
Every time. It's going to be a short one.
Just a chill, short one. We'll do like an hour. I'll talk about Premium Scream Night for 10 minutes.
An hour later.
It was like an hour and a half later. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the end of the live stream. We are shutting it down. We talked about Premium Scream Night. We talked about version 3 of Horror Nights Nightmares, their speculation map, which wasn't really much discussed. And then we did Fright Island, the first episode to season 1 for Fright Island. So all those who survived, congratulations to those who unfortunately met their end there. Sorry, there's in the fine print. So with that being said, I think that's going to call it for us. I think we need to bring one more special appearance over. I think you guys know what that is. You guys want to see the leader, the cult of Hondo.
Come here.
Come here, buddy. It's your turn. Here comes Hondo. There he is. What's up, sweepy head? Oh, you were just sweeping, weren't you? Dude looks tired. Say hi to everybody.
No.
Oh, there's a lot of doing,
He's
doing.
done.
Yeah, that's it. He's like
He's
tired.
sleepy.
Yeah, he's out. Look at him. He's just leaving.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm done with this. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight in this fabulous Tuesday evening, talking about fabulous Horror Night stuff with the potential of something on the horizon of announcement, potentially. Hollywood folks, stay tuned. Should be coming up. I'm going to click this. You're going to see that. And then I'm going to click this. Fright Island. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Until the next live stream, until the next video, we look forward to seeing you there. Like always, we'll catch you guys in the fog. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.